Right. It looks like we are getting going here on the live stream. So welcome. If you're finding me, let me know if you're here. Can't quite tell if I'm on Facebook yet. Heard from a couple people that they were having trouble with the Zoom link. So if that is you, my apologies. I guess it wasn't a live link in some places. I'm going to go ahead and share this into my group. Group. Since Facebook does not allow us to stream to groups from Zoom anymore for quite a while now. I had a workaround that worked for a while, but then it stopped working. So here we go. All right. Let me start recording also, so I can have this separately. Stop recording. All these technical things when you're streaming in like 6 different places. Okay, good. Welcome to this special class. I'm going to talk about multiple, I said 10, but I have more than that, multiple ways to use sacred soul symbols. So if you are a student or a practitioner, you're going to love this special class. I'm actually going to edit this and put the training into the certification course, so that you can start thinking about this. And if you're already attuned to the symbols from the last round, you can start using some of these ways of using the symbols that I'm going to be talking about. Some of them, as a practitioner, you will already know. Um, so this is where it gets really fun and I get excited. So let me know if you have questions as we're moving along. If you're here live or watching the replay, I'm streaming in multiple places. So unless you're with me live on Zoom, I may not see your comment. But I will go back and look for comments for those of you who are watching me in other places, or if you're watching the replay. So, ways to work with sacred soul symbols. Keeping in mind, this is a very, very important piece of information. You must be attuned to these symbols in order to activate them yourself. You can receive the healing from them. If you're not a student, by myself or one of the practitioners activating them for you, or looking at some of the activated images that we, myself or practitioners, have created with the cards or with other ways. But you must be attuned to them in order to activate them. Otherwise, you're going to wonder, why isn't this working for me? Well, it's because you're not attuned to them. So symbols can be used on their own for powerful transformation. And if you've been following along with some of my recent healings and videos, you have experienced that. Or they can be used in combination with just about any other healing modality or practice, like meditation or um, movement, or any spiritual practice that you may have, chanting, tapping, to amplify, to hold the energies, and to anchor other energies and practices, and to anchor you into your body, to anchor all of that in to your life and your reality. So I'm just going to go through a few ways to work with the symbols. Obviously, we can activate them. We can activate when you're attuned to the symbols. You can activate the symbols without using the cards, without the images. In fact, they're in your energy field, activated in your energy field once you're attuned to them already. So if you joined us for our practitioner roundtable a couple days ago, and if you didn't, you can watch that replay on my YouTube, it's on my personal Facebook page, and it's on sacredsoulalignment.com/replays. Just scroll down a bit and you'll find it. But several practitioners shared experiences that they've had where the symbols just come in without them intentionally activating them. And that's because they're active in your energy field once you're attuned to them. So they may come in spontaneously when they're needed. And you may not even be aware of that. It depends on how aware you are in that moment, right? But we can also obviously intentionally activate them without using the cards. I teach you how to do that in class, one or multiple, just activating them energetically. You can activate them within your field to be continuously running for a specific intention. You can activate them with showing the cards to the person you thought you're working with, or taking a picture of the card or cards and activating that. I've had a thread going in my Facebook group where people have been sharing what they're struggling with, and I'm getting to as many of those comments as I can. There was way more than I expected. So if I haven't gotten to your comment yet, I will get to as many of those as I can. I've shared a story about my daughter, and this is something I do all the time. My daughter was having a panic attack. She's 2,500 miles away in college. And I quickly took a picture of a couple of symbols, activated them with an alignment called Flush Unwanted Feelings Away, sent it to her. I almost immediately heard back from her that her anxiety was gone. I have taken pictures of the symbols, activated that with whatever my intentions are, and made that my phone screensaver or computer screensaver. That's a really, really powerful way of working with the symbols. You can draw a card each morning to work with. I have a lot of practitioners that do this, so you just get your cards out, you tap into them, you tap into the energy, you set your intention, to draw the card that is going to be most optimal for you to work with that day. Draw the card, whatever it is, activate it. I just drew wealth codes. Let's activate this for all of us here. So Divine Love and Light, activating the wealth code symbol for myself and everyone who is watching now or in the future. And Divine Love and Light, Creator, change it. And as the symbol comes in, you may feel it spinning counterclockwise. It's clearing when it spins counterclockwise or clockwise, and that's activating. So you can work with it that way. If you're working with a client or even with yourself, and your intuition is not super fast, you can intuitively pull cards. Okay, what is, the most optimal symbol to use for whatever you're working with? Tap into the cards and allow the symbol or symbols that are wanting to come through to reveal themselves. That's a really great way to work with your intuition and work with the cards. You can activate your water with sacred soul symbols, either just taking your water, and this works really well with metal or glass. When I'm using just my intentions and energetically activating them, I like to use glass. And all you do, if you're attuned to them, is you just hold your water, bring in your intentions, and call the symbols in to activate your water. And this is a very powerful way of working with energy in general, but especially the symbols. If you're familiar with Dr. Emoto's work, how he basically activated water with different words and froze that water and then looked at the crystals, under a microscope. And the words like joy and peace and love were these beautiful, coherent designs. And words like fear and anger were just these fragmented, scattered, no coherence at all. So we know that water really, really holds the frequency of energy super well. And we are 75% water. So when we drink that water that we've activated, it's a powerful way to manifest. You can also your water if you're attuned to the symbols. With the stickers, those of you who are getting that bonus of the stickers, I am going to be making the stickers available to practitioners just by putting them on your water vessel. You can draw them on. Before I had the stickers, that's what I was doing. I would take a glass water bottle and a Sharpie pen, and I would draw the symbols onto my water bottle and put my intentions in. You can set up physical spaces. So this is something that I do, I have done. I do this everywhere I go. I travel a lot and I set up my space energetically. Oftentimes I will do it ahead of time before I get there. Sometimes I'll do it when I'm there. So we can activate certain symbols to protect our space, to clear the energy of our space, to bring in the frequencies that we want to have in our environment. Using, the frequency finder is a really good one to bring into that container that you create. Oftentimes you can use the vessel symbol, the center of protection, and the Arcturian symbol to create that that container. And then you could bring in the frequency finder to activate and frequency finder and install and gather. There's endless combinations that we could use for this work to call in the frequencies that you want to experience in your environment. Maybe you're on a romantic getaway and you want to experience that love and passion. I do this all the time. Call in those frequencies, activate the symbols to call that in. You can activate it around any type of vehicle for protection. My car is activated. So if I travel in an airplane, it's activated. If I'm, in any type of vehicle, my bike is activated actually with protection, with the vessel symbol, center of protection, and shield of sovereignty. So, use them for everything if you're attuned to them. And if you're not, if you haven't been through this class, this is kind of giving you some ideas of just the unlimited things that we can do with the symbols. Another thing that I love to do is to create basically a manifesting sheet. And if you've been through some of my classes, I've been using a manifesting sheet, co-creation sheet, long before I ever even began teaching symbols class, long before I had the cards. I would create a sheet, and this is an example of one that I created. And this is basically a manifesting sheet that I created for my business for this year. So I drew several symbols on here. So the illuminate create symbol, the vessel symbol, frequency finder, gather, wealth codes, possibilities, and flow. And I wrote different goals that I have, ways that I want to feel in my business, some financial goals, really my core goal, which is impact and how many people I want to reach this year. The goals about the team, the people that work for me, goals about some specific things that I want to do this year. And at the bottom of that, I want to feel really supported by the universe. And then I got this idea from one of our practitioners, Karina, to use a picture of myself, and I put it there on my grid. So this is something I love doing. I did this for this particular class. I did this for the last time I taught Sacred Soul Symbols. I created a whole manifesting sheet around what I was calling in for the class and who I was calling in, the type of person that I want in the Sacred Soul Symbol family. And what I'm doing with that, and I'm not going to show you because it's behind me over there. I just got a crystal on it that's doing all the work, transmitting that out, holding the energy and all of that. But I'm writing down each one of your names. And I did this last time. There was 101 people that joined me last time. So all of your names were written inside of this circle. And every time one of you guys have signed up this round, I've written your name inside this circle. You may have felt that you're already in the energy of this class, because I'm pulling, by doing that, what I'm doing is I'm bringing you into the container. So you made that commitment, you signed up, you paid, your registration amount, and every day, at the end of the day, I'm writing down the names of the people that have signed up that day and bringing you into that container. You can use them on vision boards. So I have done that. I tend to create vision boards using feng shui placement. And so each section of my vision board is a certain area of my life. And I have drawn the symbols under each section that correlate with that. So if you like making vision boards, that's a great way to work with the symbols. You can activate crystals. We did that on a call the other day. I have 2 crystals that I work with every time I meditate in my own meditations. I have this, and I got both of these from Karina Del Pezzo. She has the most amazing crystals that I've ever, I buy all my crystals from her, except for when I'm in Mount Shasta. And then I buy them. I have a couple places I love to go in Mount Shasta. Anyway, this is a big piece of black tourmaline, and this helps keep me grounded and anchored. So I've activated this with the ground and anchor symbols. And then I have this piece of golden Herkimer diamond. And I've activated this with divine aspect and a couple of other symbols to help me really be connected when I'm in. Oh, and also I've activated this one with some of the intention symbols, like the wishes fulfilled, illuminate, create, quantum leap. I'd have to look at my journal to see what I all activated this with, because I do a lot of manifesting and co-creation work when I'm in meditation. I also have crystals activated all over my house that are activated with symbols and alignments. You can activate jewelry. I have a lot. This crystal necklace is activated with the connect symbol, frequency finder, gather, illuminate, create, and then I activate it with some alignments too. And the purpose of that is, and the little, so each crystal is actually activated with different things. This little ruby here is activated with some protection, and this is activated with what I want to send out to the people that I'm coming in contact with. And I've got all these, I have a lot of crystal bracelets that are all activated, both with protection and with what I want to send out, what I want people to experience basically when they're in my energy. So talk about like super duper charged pheromones, right? Our pheromones are our body's sort of signal that we're sending out to other people. Well, this takes that times infinity. I have a lot of like magical spiritual tools that I work with. This is a little bell that I use for manifesting. This is activated with a few things. One of them is the wealth code symbol, because I use this for abundance work. I got this wand in Mount Shasta. Crystals and metal both hold energy really well. So this is copper, and it has 2 different crystals on the end. An amazing woman in Mount Shasta makes these wands. I activated this one with a bunch of the clearing symbols and some other tools. The release symbol, sever symbol, a few different clearing technologies. And I use this for clearing. And I activated this with more of the manifesting and activating symbols: install, illuminate, create, wishes fulfilled, quantum leap, reset, balance. And I use this for activating. So if you were to come I don't do in-person sessions, but if you were to have an in-person session with me, which I would love to do, we could, if you live in Southern California, that might be something I would be up for, meeting at the beach, bring my crystal bowls and my magic wand, and you could experience I mean, you may even be able to feel that through the screen, just feeling the activation that this is sending out. So that's one tool that I use the symbols with. And another way that is amazing to work with the symbols and objects is you can carve them on candles. So you could carve them if you have a candle that's in a little vessel thing already. You could carve them at the top of this smells really good. Palo Santo, leather, and vetiver. You could carve them at the top of the candle. My favorite way is to get like this large candles. They're also called 7-day candles because they supposedly burn for 7 days. A lot of magic shops sell them, spiritual stores. Ones that are outside, they're not in a vessel. And then you could buy the glass separately, or sometimes they come in the glass, but you can pull them out. And to carve that all around the candle, and you can combine whatever other things that you want to bring in there. You could put essential oils. I do a lot of candle magic type things for myself, and carve the outside of the candle. You could do it even with one of the little tiny spell candles that are like a couple inches long, little small ones. You could even do it with a birthday candle. Just carve the symbols on there, and then as it's burning, it's working with the energy. You can obviously and other healing tools through sacred soul symbols. Of course, if you're a sacred soul alignment practitioner, these two modalities work perfectly together. They are a synergistic combination, meaning they amplify each other. So you can activate the symbols and run other healing tools like alignments or sacred light healing tools through the symbols. It helps to hold and anchor those frequencies and amplify the work that those frequencies are doing. You can use the symbols to create a container for healing, for intentions. You can use the symbols to activate anything really, but you can use them to activate your social media posts. So if you have a business, you can use the symbols to activate that post, the words in what you've written, or the image that you're sharing with those words. You can activate your website. You can activate your emails and your texts. You can do this in your personal life as well. You want to, send a certain frequency with a text message. You can activate that text message with the symbols. You're sending an email, maybe, it's, who knows what type of email, but you can activate, whatever intentions are. If you want, the words to carry a certain frequency, you can activate that. If it's an email, that's maybe what's coming to mind is like some business financial related email. You could activate that with the wealth code symbol, both clearing and activating. You could activate, if you are single and have a dating profile, you could activate your dating profile with the frequencies that you want the people who are looking at your profile to feel coming from you. You can combine all of that with sacred soul alignments too, to make it even more powerful for your intentions. If you're an artist, you can activate the art that you're creating. If you're a musician, you can activate the music that you're creating. The ways that we can utilize these quantum spiritual technologies and combine them and layer them and use them with other modalities and other tools, and just our intentions, is endless. So I've given you guys several, I said 10, but I don't know, that was probably at least 20, several ways, several possibilities, right? So if you are a practitioner, I'm going to edit this, take out the parts that aren't related to practitioners, and put this up as a little extra training before we get started with class on Tuesday. And if you're not a practitioner, I hope this has opened your mind to some of what's possible with this work. Um, I've created and manifested so many things in working with the symbols. In fact, I'm in the middle of telling a story. I'm going to share a post, a story about my own life, how I really worked with mostly the Illuminate Create symbol to call in my relationship. And we've been together for 3 years. So this was long before the cards existed. And I wasn't working with all of these symbols. I was just working with the first few. Illuminate Create was the first one that came in for support with manifesting and co-creating. And I worked with that symbol, and I had been single for quite a while, and just focusing on my kids and my business. But that was something that I wanted in my life, and I was ready to call that in. And I had been doing other work for a while, but using the Illuminate Create symbol really took that and brought that into my life. So, and I've used the symbols for creating so many things, clearing so many things, just in the moment, on the fly, on a daily basis, or working with bigger, deeper, more lifelong issues. So, can we activate our besties website? If they give you permission, absolutely, you can. You could do that for your clients. So if you do coaching work, if you work with people in business at all, this is a service that you could offer to your clients. Activating their social media, activating their website, activating their emails. Can you imagine as a business coach having that in your back pocket to be able to support your clients with? Or if you're a dating coach, helping them activate their dating profiles. So your mind, this is the tip of the iceberg. Your mind may be reeling with different possibilities. So if you have any questions, I'd love to hear them. And while you're here, I just want to remind you, if you're not part of the Sacred Soul Symbol family yet, and you have not joined me for this class, tomorrow yesterday, I taught a mini Sacred Light certification class with my best friend and business partner, Kimberly Carlson, who we created Sacred Light modality together. We passed on 4 Sacred Light tools. And this was a bonus for all of the practitioners who signed up last time, and everyone who signed up the first weekend that I opened the doors to this class. It was supposed to happen last year, and it was scheduled for 2 days after my brother passed away. And so it got put on the shelf, and I never got back to it. And I realized a few weeks ago that I still needed to teach that class. So we taught it yesterday. And I gave it as a bonus for people who had signed up early. And it was such a good class. And I was just so inspired by the way that the tools that we passed on, which are the Sacred Light Vortex, Sacred Light Technology Tune-Up, Sacred Light Medical Trauma, and the Golden White Flame, how just the possibilities with the symbols, working with those, that I decided to extend that bonus. I wasn't planning on doing this. I often do things like this. I just get inspired. So I gave it to everyone who'd already signed up, which was most of the people that had signed up. So a lot of you guys who had signed up, you may have noticed that you got that extra class in your Kajabi library. It's there for you to go through. And I'm extending that bonus to anyone who signs up by tomorrow night, Friday, February 21st at midnight. So if you're on the fence about this, or you're still thinking about it, if you want that bonus, it's worth $800 easily. I mean, we said $800, but really, these are tools we don't offer outside of those respective classes. So it was a little hard to put a value on it, but I was conservative with that value of $800. So you'll get that bonus if you register um, by tomorrow night. You also get the 21-day journey through the Sacred Soul Symbols, which is a healing program that I did with the symbols, which will really help. You can start it immediately right now, and it will just really deepen your relationship with the symbols. You get the activated journal. It's about a 90-page journal with prompts, questions to help you really connect with each symbol and journal your intentions for what you're doing with that particular symbol. So all of the symbols are in that journal. I'll be uploading that into Kajabi today. I finally got that from my graphic designer yesterday. So if you are in the class, you'll see that added to the Kajabi today. And if you pay in full, including if you use Afterpay or Klarna, you get the deck shipped to you in a beautiful velvet bag it comes in, which I don't have with me right here, for free. You can, if you sign up for the payment plan option, you have the opportunity to purchase the deck for $38. But you get it for free, shipped anywhere in the world if you use the pay in full option. And these cards are so magical. The quality is just amazing. I carry a deck with me everywhere I go. I travel with them. I have multiple decks at different places in my house, and they're one of my favorite things that I have in my reality. How many decks are left? There's like maybe 7 decks left, actually. I thought I had more. I thought I had 100 decks, but I didn't order that many. I had ordered them quite a while ago, and I think I have 7 decks, 7 or 8 decks left. So if that many people sign up before tomorrow night, I can order more decks. It will just take a little bit longer for you to get them because I have to order them from the printing company. They have to send them to me, and then I have to send them to you. So thanks for bringing that up, Mimi. I forgot about that. Good. Okay. I'm not seeing any other questions. I want to invite you to one more call that I'm going to do. I decided to do this before I leave for the airport. I'm going away for the weekend. I decided to do this before I leave for the airport because I was looking through some of the things that I did last year when I was preparing to teach this class, and I had forgotten about a really, really powerful call that I did for the trauma of abandonment. And the trauma of abandonment is so pervasive within humanity that there's actually a symbol just for this purpose. And I also have an alignment for the trauma of abandonment. So the trauma of abandonment creates innumerable issues for those who hold it. And, we pretty much all hold this trauma in one way or another. So I'm going to be doing a call. I'm going to probably have to keep it short, around half an hour, tomorrow morning, Friday, the 21st at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, and that's 12:30 Eastern time. If you are following the calendar for these events, you should see that pop up in your calendar. I added it this morning. If not, you can join me in wherever you're joining me right now. It'll be the same Zoom link. I'll be on YouTube, Facebook, and sacredsoulalignment.com /live. Oh, I'm not looking anywhere but Zoom for questions, but I will go and look for those. If you haven't joined us yet for Sacred Soul Symbols, I invite you to really feel into that. If you're feeling called to it, I have a 6-month payment plan, and we have external payment plans through Klarna and Afterpay if you're in the US and Canada for as low as $63 a month. So there's lots of ways to jump in. The full payment is $12.22. The 6-month payment is 6 payments monthly of $2.22. So trying to make it as doable as possible for those of you who are feeling called to jump in. And if you have any questions, email us at hello@aliciahartzell.com. And I will get back to you. And Lark is saying you issue with the calendar not updating for me. It has updated for me. So I wonder if maybe you need to like sign out of your calendar and sign back in. Maybe sign out of Google Calendar and sign back in, and maybe it will update. Other than that, I'm not sure what the issue is. You could try following the calendar link again, which you can find in your emails and posts, and let me know if you need that link, and I can just send me a message, Lark. That's the only other thought I had, because I know it's updating for me, because I follow it to make sure that everything's working again. If I follow it again, it will show you the update. So try that. But the only other call on there is tomorrow. I may do a couple pop-ups over the weekend if I'm in a space where I'm at to do that. But tomorrow's the last one that's scheduled. When I announced new things, you had to resubscribe. That's interesting. So I wonder if other people are having that problem. I didn't have that problem. Thank you, Liz, for posting that. So Liz, if you're here on Zoom, she just shared the call for tomorrow. I did share that in my group and on my Facebook page, and there is an email that's going to go out this afternoon with that information as well. All right, you guys, thank you for being here. I will edit this, or it's a lot of editing actually, so I may just do a separate video for those of you who are practitioners, just to get inspired with some of these ideas. I'll put that in ahead of time before we start on Tuesday. And we'll be talking about this a lot during class, all the different ways and all the different combinations. And you'll have lots of opportunities to practice it and to ask your questions in class. So have a great afternoon, everyone. I look forward to seeing so many of you guys next week on Tuesday. And just remember those bonuses that I talked about with the mini Sacred Light class and the 21-day journey with the symbols. Those are going away tomorrow night, Friday, February 21st at midnight Pacific time. So much love, everyone. And I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye for now.